Hey everyone, just doing a mic check since this is the first time. Hope everyone can hear me. Hey everyone, welcome to the first live stream. This is Wallaby Wallaby, and yep, today we'll be here just trying out live streaming for the first time. And yeah, you can feel free to ask me some questions in the YouTube chat or even in in-game chat. Cool. Thanks, Daikazi, for confirming. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Torrent. The Strange, are you still doing the dance party thing? Cool, I'll just share it. Right now I'm inside the Strange's house, just chilling on his Ferris wheel. Dance? Okay. Let me just leave his house. The Stranger, are you gonna start the dancing or just is that a lost cause? Oh, excited for Soulbinder. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it too much. I mean, hopefully it's a strong class. Like I think for Gunslinger, it was an okay class, I think. Oh, Miranda, you can just talk in guild chat. I can read it. Oops. For this dance mode, what do people think about it? I think it's interesting use of developer resources to make this dance game. But it seems like the Strange uses this all the time. I think he's the one in our guild that likes this the most. Paul asks, what server are you playing? So we're on Global Endless Love. How about yourself? Cool. So after this quick dance game, then I'll go over some other topics and just answer questions. Oops. I'm not sure if you guys ever played the Miku Hatsune game. Some of these are actually really close to that one, or even Elite Beat Agents. What's TKD? Hey Loki, how are you doing? Oh man, this is a long song. Yes, you chose a really long one. Oh, Taekwondo. Good job to Strange and Miranda on your combos. So Loki, you just started 3 days ago. What should you be doing on your Stellar Guardian? You mean Stellar Hunter or Novice Guardian? Okay, anyways, while I wait for the answer to that. Yeah, one of the topics I wanted to discuss quickly was the hidden pen one, so I'm just gonna wait for it to come up. There's a bit of a lag. Yep. So one of the things I never got a chance to talk to in any of the videos was a hidden pen. So this is something I learned more from the Discord, the Ragnarok community Discord channel, and it's actually one of the reasons why doing plus 15 accessories and weapons really has that added benefit. So you can see, for example, plus 5 gives you a 0.9 hidden pen, plus 10 gives you 0.9 hidden pen, and then if you get it to 15, you get 1.8. So right now for I guess ancient equipment and other stuff, I'm basically saving up for plus 15 accessories over stuff like garment and shoes, just because I'd rather get the penetration percentage hidden bonus over other stuff. So yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's one of those hidden damages that's kind of frustrating to deal with in this game, because if you've gone to Handbook.com or other stuff, looking over the code and how the formulas are done is definitely not something that's easy to understand. And stuff like hidden pen is just added frustration to try to figure out which is better. So there's been times when I've seen people look at videos where they see a plus 15 bright moon. Why does that deal more damage than, say, some of the other items people are using? And like if it's plus 10, and it's just because there's hidden pen in there. I mean, the refined attack helps a lot too, but yeah, the hidden pen is good too. For Matt Piper asks, what's the best headgear and face from Time Rich currently for Dorm Physical? I'll just quickly check. I'm pretty sure Norma is still the best. Does Magic have hidden pen? I'm not too sure. Have to look at the community Discord for that. I would assume they would. I mean, I know Magic classes kind of get gypped on a lot of their stuff, like they can't use size modifiers or some of those other things, but yeah, I hope they don't get gypped on hidden magic penetration as well. Let me just quickly go to Time Machine. Are you on global, Matt? Okay, global. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay here. So from the Time Machine, I would think the best one, if I had more, I would actually buy Norma. So Norma is definitely one of the best ones you could have, just because added skill damage is really good. Even though move speed is less important for Dorums compared to stuff like Novice Guardian, in terms of just doing boss hunting and stuff, this is really good. This is also under the assumption that, for example, you're using a dragon scale armor that gave you damage to large monsters, because you still need the insight effect from the Minoris cards. So Norma is probably what I would choose for headgear. But if you don't have insight effect from your armor, then you need something like Glacier Power, which is probably the best free-to-play one you could have. So this is like, if you don't have Abyss Cry, then this one's good to activate Insight Effect. Otherwise, Norma would probably be the best one. The other one that's really good from the Time Collection is the, and this is the one I bought, is the Flying, where is it? Yep, this one's also really good, Flying Quarterback. Especially if you do MVP hunting, having the extra move speed helps, especially since dorms are really slow. So if you want to compete with stuff like Novice Guardians and even Lightbringers are pretty fast, or people that bring Slave Priests, then yeah, having extra move speed is really good. So yeah, I mean, for this time machine, I've definitely been going for physical class. I think Flying Quarterback and Norma are pretty good. Someone was asking about, is Monk collab will be DBZ? That would be great if it was. I guess I'd have to wait to see what other people who have inside information would say about that, but it'd be great if it was. They'd have my money. Loki asks, what emulator do I use? So I use Mimu emulator. That one I find is really good, especially if you want to do recording. I also use BlueStacks, but that's just to access the C server, not so much what I do normally. Immortal Gaming. Yes, he is. I mean, a long time ago I found his stuff. I'm not sure if he's still active. You could probably search around. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, his videos are good, but I think he stopped a while ago, so his content is probably a bit out of date. He was one of the people I used to watch when I started Ragnarok Mobile, so, you know, kudos to him. But yeah, I don't see his stuff anymore. Maybe he stopped and just removed his content, which is unfortunate. But yeah, a lot of his stuff is older content, so I'm not sure how relevant it is anymore to you. Is there a particular thing that you want to know from Immortal Gaming? Oh, really? Cease and desist. That's interesting. I wonder why they send him that stuff. Is he just streaming the whole story or something? Okay, next question, Loki. So Stellar Hunter, should I focus on leveling up or farming Zenny? I'm kind of lost what I should be doing. I just started 3 days ago. So just personal opinion, I always prefer to farm, like, get Zenny over EXP. So the reason why is there's, when you first start the game, there's certain mobs that you can still farm and you're still within the 30 level gap or even the 40 or 50 level gap. And so you really want to capitalize on those mobs early on. So these are places like Glass Helm, Culverts, places like for for Harpies. And so those are really good places to farm because those mobs are easy to kill and you get a lot of Zenny. So I would definitely farm those places first just so you get a ton of Zenny first. And then I would worry about leveling later because honestly, it's always easy to level, but getting Zenny is pretty hard, especially once you hit the level gaps for certain places. So I always, like, whenever I create any of my new characters, I almost always farm for Zenny first. The one thing is, once new ancient equipment comes out, I think it's less of a priority to go for Zenny first, especially if you have people that can carry you, then a lot of those ancient equipments are way better than what you could buy with Zenny, so it becomes less of an importance now. So yeah, I did make some videos on new style hunter farming. You can definitely try that out. And yeah, you'll be farming some low level spots. I avoid places like Wasteland and Moonlight Grotto until much later. even though those places provide excellent EXP, I personally just don't find it that useful. When you farm a Stellar Hunter in places like Harpies, you'll level up crazy fast anyways, so you don't really need to worry. Most of the time, I'm actually trying to keep my level lower because I want to stay within the level gap. So just reading the stuff. So, Mander says he has a video about it and he was very upset. So yeah, I definitely would be upset if Gravity put in cease and desist stuff. So yeah, usually I'm pretty careful not to put anything like their music or I guess if there's any bug exploits, those tend to be stuff that game companies don't like. So when people talk about like using macros and stuff, which some people do for genetics, I definitely avoid that type of stuff because yeah, some game companies don't like that type of stuff, so they'll definitely go after you and slap a cease and desist on you. Okay, cool. Yeah, for someone's asking about still relevant to farm blue lands. Okay, so someone's asking about blooming land nowadays. So I personally thought that place used to be okay. I mean, the materials there are probably expensive these days. And I used to think that spot was okay for farming for Iridicon for the upcoming Ancient Equipment, but you can actually just farm Komodo. It's actually way easier to farm there. Unless you're talking about Blooming Land. I mean, I guess the stuff in Eclage, I don't really farm there much. I don't find there's anything particularly useful I need from there. Most of the stuff in Komodo is actually good enough for me. As you see, I've not touched this thing at all. Like none of the quests there I've done except for doing the Palace of Beauty stuff. I did need to do Palace of Beauty to unlock the ancient relics, but besides that, I didn't touch any of the stuff here. I think Komodo right now is the best maps to farm on because you can, farm Iridicon, you can farm Illunium, you can farm stuff to refine ancient equipment. It's honestly, and then you also get huge Zenny and drops. Just earlier today, I uploaded a video where you can get like 17 million if you farm solo or 20 million raw Zenny if you farm solo. Like these are really good numbers. Like very few other maps out there can provide that type of Zenny for anyone. So I don't ever really do stuff in Blooming Land. The next one is, which is the best armor for Nogu? So this one, it's still, I think, up for debate. I think, though, there are some people in the community Discord channel. I think Tokwon actually released some videos about, or released a chart where he showed that the dragon scale armor, if you can get the plus 20 to large, then that's the best one, assuming you're hitting large monsters. So that's probably the one I'm rolling for next. Like right now, all of mine are like not maximum anyways. At least for me, I found the Truth Expositor to be the highest damage one from all the ancient equipments I have right now. But I've heard from people doing testing that Dragon Scale Armor with damage to large monster, the highest refined level, that is definitely the best one to go for. So yeah, definitely try for that. But yeah, it's been a pain to roll for those. Yeah, most of the time I'm just getting really poor attributes. So you definitely want to just keep trying at it. So yeah, the damage to large monsters plus 20%, that's definitely the one I would recommend people go for. As a solo player, what's the easiest way to get ancient equipment? So yeah, you need a party to get ancient equipment. It's incredibly difficult to get it. I mean, if you're doing it by yourself, you can go to the you can go to the, so on Destiny's Promise, where it's really, like I have a character there where it's really, really difficult to do Panepe Museum, even novice. Probably the easiest thing you can do is just buy stuff from the NPC, which I'll go to right now. The other thing is just you have to find people that carry you. Like you just have to find a good guild. Like Zenith has plenty of people that carry people each week, including legendary. And it's just, yeah, it's one of those ones where new players cannot do it themselves. Like it's just way too difficult. If you really can't get anyone to help you, then you can craft some of these ones from, oops, not this one, from Equipment Craft. You can craft some of these ones. For example, even if you're a new magic person, I found this one really good for my magic users. Like being able to do extra magic attack, like having this base magic attack is really nice. So even without the random attribute, this one is really nice. The Truth Expositor, I mean, the Prosper set, it's okay. It's definitely, if you're really desperate, it's not bad either. For offhands, these ones are not bad either, like Bone Flute, these totems. So you can buy all these things from the exchange and craft it. They just don't have the random attributes, so it's not ideal. But this is still better than nothing if you have no one to carry you. But yeah, definitely, if you're a new person, find a guild that can help you out, and that will help you level up way faster. Oh, so yeah, Torrent is talking about, yep, thanks. So yes, Bloom Dust for relics, but the drop rate is low. So, right, yes. Thanks for that, Torrent. Yeah, I don't actively hunt for dust for relics. Personally, I just prefer to get more Zenny to just buy stuff off the exchange. Oh, thanks, Puddle. Oh yes, the random ones. So, yeah, thanks, Daikazi. So yeah, I did do those quests, and I remember reading a while back that they were supposed to give like a high chance. Oops, my emulator might be crashing on Komodo, but it was supposed to have a high chance to get good ancient relics. I mean, get ancient equipment, but so far all my random attributes have been straight up garbage. And yeah, I was hoping that you'd be able to do like a pick 3 type of deal, because every week I'm just getting stuff I really don't need. So yeah, not the greatest so far. And doing that extra stuff does take a long time. Like I was thinking about doing a video for it, but after doing it all, it was still, I'm not sure if it's worth all the time. I mean, definitely if you have time to do it, you can go through all the Cloud Sea Archipelago stuff. But yeah, so far, not reaping any of the benefits. Yep, Farah, yep, it does take a while. So so Lucky, if you have no one carrying you, definitely make sure you just farming for Zenny. That's probably the best way to get stronger. The other thing is you do have to do some of the weeklies. Probably some of the most valuable ones besides Komodo is you need to make sure you do Endless Tower. That's important just to get a bunch of Zenny and some good drops. I also found Thanatos Tower is really important because I found without the Advanced Ruins, you get really, like it becomes a big problem. Like you just lack so much damage that you start to feel it. This is because when I played on Destiny's Promise, where I don't do any of the weeklies, the progression is really bad. Like because on my main, I do almost all the weeklies. You actually get way stronger. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to find a guild or find friends. You can't play yourself, otherwise you'll be going really, really slow. I'm just gonna open up Mimu again. Yep. Oh yeah, for the Cloud Sea stuff, for the quests, yes, so let's just see. Yeah, Cloud Sea Archipelago, basically after a while you have to start, like after you do the initial ones where you unlock the buffs for drop rate, then you have to start running a lot of the alert gondola stuff, so you can level up the intimacy of your friends. So that's kind of the painful part. So you have to start coming here all the time, using your alert gondola and just doing a bunch of dispatches. And a lot of that is you're just trying to increase the intimacy of your friends. And eventually you'll just start unlocking everything. I believe first you'll get the Starburst Mine. Then afterwards, you should be getting the Sawmill. And then eventually you'll get what you really want, which is the Eco Popo workshop, where you can craft whatever you want. Looks like, so then you do a forge, and then you gotta wait a week for it. So yeah, and then the stuff here is random. I mean, it does take a while. Probably it took a few days at least to go through it. So I guess people from Zenith, I was going to visit some houses, so I'm still going to be answering some questions, and I'll have some other topics to go over. But yeah, if there's any houses people want to visit, just let me know in chat, and I'm going to take a look. And yeah, if anyone in chat is on Endless Love Global and wants some house visits where I can sort of take a look at their cribs and how they're living, then yep, just let me know. Okay, while I wait, I'm probably just going to share another screenshot of something. So yeah, one of the other topics I wanted to talk about was guaranteed versus random values. So one of the things in the past that I found my character kind of lacked was some of the damage. And although I sort of wasted probably 100 to 300 million zenny trying to refine my ancient equipment to 15, one of the big problems was I sort of neglected my handbook, and that actually makes an enormous difference. So for example, I have a screenshot of my handbook back in October, so I guess 2 months ago to this date, where my attack was at 1464. And since then, instead of wasting my Zenny on refining, which, who knows when I'm going to get a refined 15 of something I want, instead I decided to just invest on my main character's attack handbook. So a lot of it was just buying all the attack cards, trying to craft anything that's reasonable, and now it's up to 1867, and that's when I really noticed a big difference, because sometimes I would notice people that have similar equipment, but their damage is just so much higher, and I found that this was a really big factor. So sometimes if you're wondering, should I be refining, like wasting hundreds of millions on refining, well, maybe you might want to rethink that if your attack handbook or your deposits aren't that great, because when you invest in these things, these are guaranteed value, so you don't ever need to worry that you're just throwing zenny away, especially if you're not farming very efficiently or you don't get that much zenny each day. The other thing that's I also neglected that I found was incredibly important was the advanced ruins. So prior to that, I'm just gonna open this up. A lot of my attribute ruins weren't at 15, and unfortunately that also makes a huge difference. Once I was able to level up quite a few of these, that actually makes a really big difference. So I would also highly recommend that. And probably one of the last important ones I would recommend is there's this gacha, or not gacha item, it's a guaranteed item you can get called the Love Goddess. This actually does a crazy amount of damage, of course, with the unfortunate downside that you do take increased damage. So this is the one I was using actively before. Actually, on Noku, usually I'm using the Haunted Candlestick for the move speed. But at least for me, Love Goddess actually beats it in damage. And one thing is, you can actually guarantee to get this from this. Where is it? You can get it from this growth kit, this novice growth gift box. So it costs 328 BCC, but you're guaranteed to get it. But I think during the Christmas time, it was half off when they had those deals. So this is actually a really good box, because if you're going to be spending 300 BCC trying to roll for some back item that you may never get, this is actually a really good one, and I know a lot of people still use it. So, yep, definitely one to try out. Oh, so Torrent, let me just see where your house is. I wonder if I can access it from, oops. Let's see if I have you. Oh. Go. All right, let's see what Torrent's house is like. Oh, I see, Miranda, you forgot to start your workshop. Yeah, I forgot it too. I usually do refresh it, but yeah, it's one of those things. I wish it wasn't once a week. But at least the good thing is they do send a mail to let you know it's done, because otherwise I would always forget it. Oh, and also Fiery Fairy is next. I missed that one, sorry. All right, so let's visit Torrance first. Okay, nice large house with the Kuma sofa area and a beautiful fountain and a nice bar area, and guests can sit here as well. Let's wander over here, see what's happening. There's a nice grand piano and a nice fancy bathroom, or shower, I guess, bath. So let's walk around a bit more. Go up the stairs. Got nice music. Got a nice sofa and a beautiful bed here as well. Then I'm going to quickly go outside. And while I do that, let's see, which Nogu do you follow the most? So yeah, in my guild, I definitely follow people like Revival, who in this chat here is Derek. He's someone that has also helped me a lot. Like when I used to do some PV instances back in the day, he'd give me some tips and stuff. So yeah, he's someone I follow. And also Destrange is someone I follow as well. He also helps me out a lot and provides details on ways to improve it. So those are the two I follow a lot. There's also other people in my guild. There's like tons of Novice Guardians in there, so I do watch them every now and then. There's like Matt D, and I think, yeah, there's some of the other ones escape me at the moment, but those are some of the ones that I follow a lot. And yeah, I do look on the community Discord as well, because there's some really good tips there from people as well. So let's see if I can enter. Let's see if I can go to my wife's house. Let's see. Yep, no problem. And yep, thanks for all those tips. Where is my wife? Yep, let's go in her house. So I haven't been into my wife's house in a while, and she did it just for the stream. And yep, shout out to her. She actually helps me a lot with these videos. She does a lot of the quality control and helps edit a lot of my stuff, and also, you know, watches our kids to make sure I can actually record these videos in peace. And then also the music selection. I'm not sure if you ever noticed, but the music is different in every video these days, and it's because she actually chooses a lot of these things. And yeah, so if you want to know how some of these videos get made, it's a lot because my wife helps me with these. Otherwise, they would never happen. Yep, so here it's inside. So my wife decorated this one, nice Christmassy themed. Yesterday, yeah, we're trying to figure out how to unlock all these things. There's these vouchers you can get from doing the Santa Claus rock, paper, scissors right now. And yep, we just have to keep doing that, and you can unlock the vouchers to actually buy all these Christmas stuff. So even you can have your house look so Christmassy. So these furniture gift vouchers, you can go through this and just buy all these Christmas themed stuff, some with Zenny as well. And then you'll have a fantastic time decorating your house. So I'm just gonna walk around. So there's a nice bath here. And I'll walk around a bit more. Some message board, Christmas tree, and a nice bed as well, and bath right next to the bed, so you can just jump in whenever you want. And a nice fireplace. And we're gonna just quickly take a look outside as well. And then I'm gonna go visit some other people's houses after. So yeah, some people were saying which is the best one. So I've heard Bashful is still better. Although I don't actually have all of them. Like my Bashful is not actually at the proper, like it's still, it's broken like 3 or 4 times. So I wish I could verify that one. But I think Bashful and Norma are still really good. I believe Revival has done some tests with this before, so maybe he can chime in on this. I see Revival say visit the guild hall, so I'm gonna go inside. So after just taking a quick look, this beautiful scenery. And let's go inside to see what's happening inside the guild hall. Oh yes, Jose, there is a ROM Discord, so I can flash it up after we go through the guild hall. It's the unofficial, basically the ROM community Discord channel. It's unofficial. You can find it on Reddit as well. So I'm in the guild hall. What am I looking for? Oh, a lot of people standing around. I see, a whole bunch of OP people standing around in their ninja costumes. Yeah, that Discord channel is really good, especially if you have questions about classes that you don't, that people in your guild or maybe other YouTubers don't know about. There's a lot of great resources there. So oftentimes I will bounce some ideas off people there. I'll do some verification there as well, just to make sure some of those things I'm doing are actually correct. There's definitely a lot of really smart people on that Discord channel that they've played this game a lot and they've really done tons of testing. So for instance, you can just post your gear there and people will take a look at it. You can talk to them about like, what should I focus on next? So it's a really great resource. And people are very active there as well. So I would highly recommend that. So is something happening here? So yeah, I see these wonderful people here. I think I might have the costume for that to match. Is it this weird? No, wait, no, this one maybe. Oh, I think we got everyone here. And I think they're gonna unleash something there. But one other thing I just want to quickly show was the community Discord thing. So yeah, this is just for your information, the community Discord channel. So there's an invite link there. This is so discord.gg/Ragnarok M. And then for instance, on the class discussion, that's a really great resource for you to just post stuff there if you need help. And there's a lot of really helpful people there to help you. And also check out the pinned messages. I know some people have asked about stuff like Magic Dorum or Magic Novice Guardian. Definitely check out the pinned messages there. There's often really good resources there. Oh, it's a fashion show in our guild hall. That's great. So some of the other house visits, let's see who's... So Miranda, I'm going to visit a house after this. And they're doing their catwalk down the aisle right now. Let's see what else. Right, I haven't finished that. For the Komodo Legend instance, I personally cannot, and I know a lot of people in our guild get carried by some people in our guild. So I believe the person's name is Jesus Yamato is a good one, and they have basically a team where people do carries. But personally, I'm not strong enough for it. I've never done it. It's one of those things that I do want to do a video on eventually. Most of it is how to not wreck the run for people carrying you, because if you're just being carried, I guess it's more or less what can you do to help people out so you're not making it horrible for them. But yes, you do need some Ruin Master whales in your guild. And I see just people walking around. It's a fashion party. Oh, it looks like there's a branch party happening. So yeah, I mean, one of the great things about having a guild is you can do fun things like this where we're just randomly messing around doing branch parties, and yeah, it's just fun things you can do. And yeah, definitely having a guild where you can have people help you in weekly instances helps a lot too. For example, in Zenith, they publish a lot of their weeklies, so if you're afraid to ask, like usually I am with asking for help, then you can just sign up and just join, and then you can just have fun, and you don't need to worry about it. As long as you know the mechanics, then, and not AFK, then you can join in and get stronger. I'm not sure what happened here, but it looks like people have just died. So yeah, in the meantime, the crypt magics. So I guess in the meantime, I will go. I would just quickly visit a house unless something. I see a bunch of people running around and a lot of death, but I will just quickly visit a house in the meantime. Right now I'm in Miranda's house. And if you don't know, Miranda is the boss of Zenith. So we're gonna visit the upstairs room first. There's a nice bathtub here. And we're just gonna go down the stairs. The pets are upstairs as well. And there's a target dummy here. A nice fountain. And a piano, grand piano by a Christmas tree. And also a bar to get your drink on. Place to do some writing. Family room to chill out with people. Oops, I'm stuck in the bar. Oops. And a nice dining table. A lot of paintings too. I guess I never put up any of these paintings. It's quite nice. And then I'm gonna quickly just take a look at the garden, and then I'll go back into the guild hall to see what destruction is happening there. Oh boy. There we go. So Ron Allen had asked, is this the US server? So yeah, global is the US one, or a lot of where North America people go to. So yes, here we are on the outside. Nice garden. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the guild hall now and see what is happening there. Oh, looks like there's a lot of corpses here. Luckily, it's the monster corpses this time and not corpses of my friends. So one of the other things I wanted to cover, I guess while I'm just killing stuff in the guild hall and waiting for questions, is in terms of the state of the game. I think right now, still waiting for some new content, something different at least. I found that right now there's a lot less people than there used to be, and I can sort of see that based on looking at the exchange or just in general looking at YouTube numbers, that a lot less people are playing these days than before. And although that's great if you enjoy MVP hunting because there's a lot less competition, it's still not great for the game, especially if you think about places like Destiny's Promise, which I started one of my characters in. It's quite a dead server. You actually can't buy a lot of stuff from the exchange, and it just leads to a really poor experience for players. So I know some people are against the server merging, but I think if certain parts of it could have been merged, where like, for example, people in Destiny's Promise can do PvE I think that would have helped a lot because it's really hard for people there unless you join certain guilds there. So yeah, and I think in terms of content, I'm just hoping for something different. Like when I watched the reveal trailer for episode 10, I'm just hoping for some better story and stuff. I find most of the time I'm just skipping through reg stuff, not really reading the story because it's not a very compelling story. But I really want to see something more interesting. So guess yes, I see your friends are LB job. Can you show me the equipment, bro? I need some tips. So yeah, I'm not gonna reveal people's equipment unless they want to. I think in general, let me just see. Oops. Yeah, and I pretty much one of the things I wanted to do was do an interview with some endgame LBs. It's been a bit hard because a lot of people are very shy, but it's something that I'm still trying to work towards. Was there any certain question about what you needed to wear? I guess for ancient equipment. Let's see, LB, can you show me the ancient equipment, bro? I need some. Oh, my ancient equipment? Okay, so I guess in terms of when I actually had tried it out, at least one thing I can confirm is for LB, the popular one is the, where is it, the shine word? Let me just switch to my LB real quick. So for my LB, the ancient equipment I'm using currently is the Dragonbone Shield with plus 18 PDI random attribute and the Truth Expositor attack plus 24%. I think the other ones you would probably get that are good is if you get Dragon Scale with damage to large monsters plus 20%. Also, depending on what you're hitting and how much moral you have enchantments, you probably might need some Ignore Defense. So you could get the ancient equipment for Ignore Defense. Let's see if I have it. Oops, the game's kind of hanging. So, oops. Here we go. Oh, game is crashing. Okay, I'll go back. I saw Miranda volunteer to show some ancient equipment, so I can definitely show that after. Just give me a sec to reload it. Yeah, so one of the things is the plus 6 Shrine Ward, the one that gives you, it's one of the best ones before Ancient Equipment came out for LB. I found that that one still isn't as good as the Truth Expositor with the max attack 24%, but I'll also take a look at Miranda since she actually mains LB and I just play it for funsies. But yep, just waiting for it to load. And just while we're waiting, just thanks everyone for coming. Just thanks for all the support and all the friends from Zenith and beyond from YouTube and Discord channel. Just just having a fun time here, chilling and talking. Yeah, it's been nice to try this live streaming thing lately. There's been a lot of contests on Ragnarok mobile, but a lot of them require streaming. And since I have never streamed anything before, I can't really fill anything in for numbers because they have some requirements. So it's sort of nice to be able to actually try this out and then being able to speak with people because I know a lot of people put comments in the videos and yeah, it's just a nice way to just connect with people live and just be able to talk. So it's loading now. So Farah, no, you do not need Ignore Defense if you have the Ruthless Slash, which is why it's such a broken class. Basically, you can just focus on other stuff, and you don't need to worry. Let's see if I have... Where's my render? Let's see if she said something in chat. Let me just check again. Oh, there she is. So here's Miranda if you want ancient equipment. So she's using plus 15 Voodoo Blade for the ignore defense. So yeah, when you deal with higher powered or some monsters that are higher level, you do need a lot of ignore defense. And then she's using the Voodoo armor with the physical penetration. So these are all great. Thanks. And thanks, Miranda, for allowing me to show your gear. So yeah, these are definitely good ones to choose. I definitely think it's a safe bet to pick these as well, because I guess even if you don't get the great random attribute for Voodoo armor, you still get physical attack plus 20% as its base, and you also get ignore defense as well. Yeah, Voodoo Blade is also pretty good. Although, yeah, I still use the Rosa Bracelet plus 12 at this point, just because I had it. But yeah, if you get good ignore defense here, this is also really good. But yeah, because I don't play LB anymore, then I don't. 15 is all of that, though. Okay. Cool. I'll just go back into the guild hall quickly to see what's happening there. Oh, and I see someone posted something here for LB from Revival. So the cursed armor. Yep, so this is the Voodoo armor as well. Cool. I'm just going to go back to guild hall. Let me know if there's any more questions. I think we'll wrap up this stream in about 8 minutes. For Dr. Camping, which for equipment for which class? Oh, right. Yes, that one is from Komodo Museum Legend. Thanks. The one that I shared before from Revival. Yep, that's the Legend version that also gives you the extra GVG stuff. So I guess it depends which class you're using. Are you using, I guess Gasty's question about is ancient equipment with Voodoo, ignore defense, or Dragonbone with physical damage? I think it depends on what class you are. So for example, if I was playing a Lightbringer, for sure I would use the Voodoo for ignore defense, just because I don't have a lot of morale on my morale enchants on my gear, so I don't have enough ignore defense. I think without it, I would have like 100, so I would definitely use the Voodoo one. I guess if I was low boarding stuff like on MVPs, then I would use Dragonbone. But usually you would want to have like more than 150 ignore defense. So Doctor still hasn't replied for what gear to show, but yeah, I guess in general, these days for Stealth Hunter, it's just Komodo farming, so I'm just using the basic gear. I don't use any of the ancient equipment. My wife's account actually uses a lot of the ancient equipment for Stealth Hunter because she multi-classed from Saint to Stealth Hunter, so it helped a lot to not have to buy, Helian's bracelet. Like back in the day, this was pricey. Now it's like probably like 60,000 or 60 million zenny at this point. And then even getting the Tyre's armor, like she doesn't have to buy this. So the ancient equipment helped a lot for support classes to be able to not have to deal with buying a lot of the gear. So if you're a support class, if you multi-class, then you can get a lot of this stuff as ancient equipment now. And then you just more or less just have to buy the Cloud Undershirt, the Advanced Sack Teddy shoes, or the synthesis version of it. And I prefer the 2 Dog Servants. And then for weapon, I still like the Overlord Crabbo, although the Wind Chaser is pretty good for if you're on a budget. And probably the most important one if you're farming Komodo is you need an Epic Spirit Lightning, which you can craft from doing VR. And so these are really good ones to have. Show equipment. Okay, then I guess the other one is for Novice Guardian, which is basically my main one now. Yeah, so Ancient Equipment, yeah, this one, Dragon Bone Shield, that's the one I refined to 15 after much sorrow and losing lots of Zenny. So this was one that took me a while. Truth Expositor is the one I also use. So these are two Ancient Equipments that I found had the highest damage for me, at least right now. For White Duke's Manteau, I was planning to get the plus 15, but after seeing the Miss Maven posted some of the new garments that are released for Ancient Equipment, and yeah, I'm definitely going to hold off on that one, so not even bothering to buy it, even though I'm getting close to having enough 70 to get it. For shoes also, plus 8 Mary's Cloth shoes. So I was going to buy the fairy shoes, the plus 12 one, but also because Ancient Equipment's coming out, I'm not even going to bother. So Ring Contract, currently using this one with Moonlight Chandrillin, also using Fox Teeth with Tendrillin. These ones, I'm waiting for Ancient Equipment to come out. At the moment, just trying to snap the plus 15s. So the cheapest one I'm trying to get for these days is a Bright Moon plus 15. Then Destroyer's War Axe. Also been trying to refine this to 15, but it keeps breaking, so yep. And then this one is the Holy Knight's Blessing for the plus 12 skill damage. Plus 12 Epic Spirit Lightning. The plus 12 came from a voucher, so hopefully they have it again this year. And then Huge Bounty for Mouth. The Haunted Candlestick for back, and then Flying Hoarder back for tail. Let's just see what else is on the stream. Hello, just spent 50 million on plus 10 wizard power and now snapping 15 million on crystal pumps. Hope I get a boost on my arcane. Yep. I mean, I'm also doing the same thing on my, I have a free to play, like a slave converter for Arcane Master. So I use that primarily to help convert from my Novice Guardian. And yes, crystal pumps is good. Although I'm still waiting for Ancient Equipment to get that. I honestly would prefer getting cards more than getting some of the gear, because I find the cards are pretty powerful. Oh, hey, Revival. So I'll quickly see if I have my free to play. Let's see, where is he? Might be offline. Let's see if I can find him. Oops. Actually, I might not be able to pull it up very quickly. Yeah, I find that the cards are particularly useful for Arcane Master. More so than the equipment. So I usually just choose low refined ones that just have a socket, and I find that helps a ton with damage. Upcoming farming map, yes. Once the new maps come out, you can definitely bet that I'll do that, because I love farming the new maps. I love trying to see what we can do, how much Zenny we can earn. So yes, definitely look for those videos once the new stuff comes out. So yeah. Okay, cool. It's almost 11. If there's any last questions, just post them here and I'll answer them before I sign off. And thanks again, everyone, for joining for this first live stream. Really appreciate all the support, and especially thanks to Zenith folks. Oh, really? Jay Chase, you're guildmates with Miss Maven. That is interesting. Yeah, a lot of my viewers are actually from the Philippines. Like the majority of them are from the Philippines, then Malaysia, then the US. So yeah, that's great that you have a viewer there. And yeah, that's great that you're in her guild. Just curious, what is her main? Because I always wondered, like, is it Stellar Hunter or something? Do you have the inside scoop on that? Okay, we'll just wait for the reply. There's probably a delay. I'm just going to check guild chat quickly to see if there's anything else here. Oh, thanks, Torrent. I'm just going to, before I log off, just curious what Chase is going to say. Okay, maybe there's not a response, but yep, thanks everyone. I guess I'll catch up with Chase later if he comments on a video. Yep, thank you everyone for joining. And yep, this is it. Thanks everyone for joining.